Hello and welcome to a video about wood turning scrapers manufactured by Robust Tools. We're going to cover our negative rake scrapers, our box scrapers, and our spear point scrapers in this video. So all of our scrapers are made from premium high-speed steel, heat treated to 6364 Rockwell. They have a proprietary nitriding treatment. They're available handled and unhandled, and all the rectangular tangs fit the robust collet handle. Well, let's talk briefly about nitriding. What is it? Well, first off, it's not a coating or a plating. It's a process that adds extra carbon and nitrogen directly to the base metal. The result is it significantly improves edge holding and reduces sharp. Let's get started with our round-nosed negative rake scraper. The top is milled at a 20-degree angle and the bottom edge is ground at a 45-degree angle. When you sharpen it, it's important to only grind the 45-degree angle, and that way you preserve the nitriding treatment on the 20-degree surface. One nice thing about all of our scrapers is that the bottom edges are radius so that you can tip them up and use them at an angle. Well, let's see what a round-nosed negative rake scraper can do on this piece of kiln-dried curly maple. This maple was cut a number of years ago. I'm trying to clean up some of the rough cut work with a 5/8 inch bowl gouge. This gouge is nice and sharp, but this wood is too dry and it's too thin, and it is really vibrating and really chattering. And you can see the very poor surface quality that I've got here. And here's another view from the end of the lathe, and you can quite apparently see the chatter, the burnish marks that's been left. So I'm starting off with some fairly aggressive cuts with the negative rake round nose scraper. And this is our large one. We also have an extra large one I'm going to show you in just a second. But you can see I'm getting underneath that chatter and I'm getting rid of the burnishing that we saw before. So things are starting to look pretty good. There's still just a little bit of fiber pullout that I want to clean up. So now just for fun, I switched over to our extra large negative rake scraper, and I'm taking some finishing cuts and just lightly massaging this wood to get rid of the last little bit of fiber pullout and any remaining chatter. And here it is all cleaned up. All the fiber pullout's been removed, the chatter is gone. We have a nice curly maple surface that I can probably start with some 180 or 220 grit sandpaper. Well, we're going to keep with the same piece of wood, but we're going to switch over to our spear scraper. Like the name implies, it's spear-shaped at the end and ground to a radius. Now, we sharpen these at 7.5 degrees, but a lot of people sharpen them to a steeper angle, and that works fine too. Like our other scrapers, there are radius on the bottom edge, and we'll show you that feature in just a second. Looking closely at this piece, there were a few little bumps in the bottom that I couldn't quite get evened out with the round nose scraper. So I've switched to the spear point, and I'm going to use that bigger radius to go in and just clean off the bumps to make it nice and level for sanding. You can see I'm just taking very light shavings with this tool. Where these things really shine is on the outside and cleaning up the irregular surfaces that you might get from the gouge. Your surface from the gouge might be ready for sanding, but maybe you've got some high spots that you want to get off. And doing a pull cut with the spear scraper really helps level out that surface. You can see I'm just taking very light shavings with this at this point. Now I'm just touching this lightly and I'm finding the high spots and I'm marking them with a pencil. And now I'm going to go back in with the scraper and just take the very lightest amount to take that little bump off. And that'll really help me in sanding this and having a really nice curved profile on my work. The point of the spear scraper also makes a nice detailing tool. So I'm going to go in and put a few beads on the rim of this bowl. And you can see that it's nice and sharp, goes in and cuts a nice clean bead. And so this piece will look nice with a secondary bead right on the corner where we make the transition from the outside to the rim. And here's a nice close-up of the piece. We also make a negative rake box scraper. It has an included angle of 80 degrees, and that way you can make a right angle corner in the bottom of a box. Like our other negative rake scrapers, it's milled to a 20-degree angle at the top and ground at a 45-degree angle. And you want to only grind the 45-degree angle side. That way you maintain that nitrating treatment on the 20-degree side. And the bottom edges are radius, so you can roll it up on the side if you'd like. So here we've got a piece of kiln-dried walnut that I hollowed out previously with a gouge, and I'm going in with the box scraper, and I'm going to clean up the sides and clean up the bottom of this. And you can see it's making nice clean shavings, and that way you know that your tool is nice and sharp. So here's what it looks like when we're done. The sides and the bottom are nice and clean and ready for sanding. We also make a traditional round nose scraper, kind of the workhorse of wood turning for many years. We grind it at a 7.5-degree angle, and the bottom edges are radius so you can roll it up on the side. That concludes our video on scrapers. If you'd like to learn more, please visit our website at turnrobust.com. Thank you.